What's up, everyone? Welcome back. Jamie here today with Dylan. AEW All Out 2023. I'll do the X as well. We both got our CM Punk shirts on and we may as well get right into it. Last night, release from his contract from AEW. Announced by the press thing, and then Tony came out before Collision. I don't know if you've seen the video, people watching, but if you have, I mean, Jesus Christ. And not just that, he was on Collision itself, wasn't he? We'll talk about Collision later, but he opened the show directly at the camera addressing it, and it's like, what did he say? He feared for his life or something like that.
Yeah, he felt unsafe. He's never felt unsafe in a wrestling show. Like,
oh my god, man, this guy would not last in the 90s. No way.
I'm like, you're a rich guy. Like, you never spent he said, like, I've never spent more than 2 weeks away from wherever he was living. Like, have you ever lived, mate? Like, how are you? Like, what do you mean you've not spent more than 2 weeks?
That was addressing Chicago, wasn't it? Because he's from Chicago as well, or whatever.
Yeah, but like you say, like, oh, I've never I've never been away for more than 2 weeks when I was growing up. I'm like, you're sort of like a multi-millionaire, aren't you? Like, surely you've got a month-long vacations or whatever. Like, I think that was just them trying to suck up to the Chicago crowd because they were booing him, weren't they, at first? That crowd were like really mixed because they were claps, they were cheers, but I don't think a lot of them were from Chicago though.
Maybe not.
Like, I think, you know what I mean? In terms of like the crowd percentages, like people come from outside of the state.
Because you got to remember as well, what they had Dynamite in Chicago, Collision last night, and then tonight All Out.
All Out.
Yeah, so probably people travelled for the shows.
Oh, that line. Well, I could use the All-In thing because of ROH, but now I own ROH. Why? You didn't need to bring any of that up.
No, definitely not. And in case you didn't know, he's been fired because of the fight with Jack Perry, and then apparently he nearly took a swing at Tony Khan, and Tony Khan got buried underneath monitors. And apparently there was cameras of the incident, but who knows if that's ever going to come out or not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it's just the whole thing, man. It's just...
I believe like 10% of that. Like, the part I believe the most is just him fighting Jack Perry.
Yeah, well, I feel like maybe he took a swing at Tony or something happened with Tony, and that's why he's been fired.
I think he was just yelling and screaming at him and belittled him.
Maybe, and that's enough to scare Tony.
You know what I mean? Because this is what right. This is not. I don't necessarily blame CM Punk, but you know, shouting at your boss isn't right. But like you've heard CM Punk talk about how he spoke with Vince and you know what I mean? Like, he's been frank with them, and like he said like Tony's a friend and whatever, and he's had this relationship with him. So he probably felt like he could
as well.
Yes, and he suddenly felt like he could speak like that to him. You should ever really speak to your boss like that unless you're trying to convey something. That, unless
we look at his Punk side with stories saying like, oh, he's tried doing meetings with the elite and they're saying no and all this. So he's tried resolving it, and like eventually he's just had enough. Like, Tony's the guy who can do something about it, but he's clearly not going to until he gets scared for his own life, and then he will.
Yeah, but I
feel like if Tony didn't feel threatened or whatever, I don't think Punk would have been fired. Just with the fight about Jack Perry, they both would have been suspended for a bit.
I don't know, maybe it was Jack Perry like saying, "Look, I want this done. I want this." You know what I mean? He's like threatening legal action.
And then all the elite cronies did it as well, like the cameramen or whatever. Like, oh, we don't feel safe working here with this guy running about.
Well, I just like the monitors. Like, we've seen his setup backstage. Like, he's got a small desk. He's got like 3 monitors or whatever.
Monitors like 15-inch or whatever. They're not big at it.
And if I remember correctly, like the one doing the directing, the director, he wouldn't be in the stadium, would he? He'd be off site in a vehicle in like a proper.
Yeah, we have the production truck. I don't know if AEW. I think they do. Yeah, they do, because you have the wrestlers on the side, don't they? Yeah, they do have it. Yeah.
So they would have, that they're set up like that, where it's like, well, we're in this van somewhere. Like, so where are these monitors coming from? I'm trying to figure that out.
The ones you're talking about, like the 15-inch ones or whatever.
3 monitors, those like nothing in.
Well, Tony's a weak guy, innit? Clearly, so
clearly, a fucking stiff breeze could.
Maybe it fell on his hand, and he felt like he was going to break his hand or something. I don't know. I hope the footage comes out. I really do. Even if it paints Punk in a bad way, it'll still be funny to see either way, and that's coming from a Punk fan. But right now, looking at it, I mean, obviously you shouldn't attack your boss if he did that. But if Jack Perry provoked him when he came backstage, because we still don't know the full story, like who started what, I don't know. I've heard both sides, so I don't know.
If it doesn't leak, I think it makes Punk look good, because the Young Bucks would have leaked. Somehow they would have got to Dave. Somehow they would have leaked out there.
Yeah, if Punk was in the wrong, they would have leaked it.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Because then it shows him being wrong, doesn't it?
And everyone's going on like it's Punk's problem. Like, this has been an issue with the company from the get-go.
People act like there's no other drama apart from Punk when we've heard plenty of stories. Like we talked about even off stream, like the Malachi Black stuff, the Thunder Rose, or Sammy and Ed. Sammy and who else got in fight? Was it Andrade?
Andrade and Sammy,
Yeah.
I think Eddie's been
FTR's issue as well. There's been a lot of drama. It's not just Punk.
Yeah. And like again, like we have it back to like Vince's era, and it's hard to sort of compare it because Vince didn't have to deal with the internet that much, realistically.
No,
even
true.
You go back to maybe the territory days. You know what I mean? Like there was set rules that wrestlers followed. You know what I mean? There was a code of conduct. Like there was like things that you wanted to work in this business, you had to do these things. Some of them weren't great, and some of them were just
Yeah, and it was straight up with how they felt. They didn't go like to dirt sheet writers to try and leak shit and push some guy's buttons behind his back.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like if you pissed off that promoter, he's gonna pay the other guy off to hurt you in whatever match you're in with him.
Exactly. So it's more cooperation instead of just being like, oh, I'm hiding behind my loyal.
Out of fear and stuff like that. Yeah, but like it's still like there's a known consequences to your actions. Where it seems like in AEW, like the one who got the most consequence, like. Let's look at it from like Aleister Black, the whole thing with him being late. Like he wanted to go away for a while. Like he
his mental health.
His mental health. So that to me doesn't. I wouldn't say like that was enough time for him to get his mental health back in order. Or maybe it was. I'm not sure.
Who leaked that? Because that shouldn't just be Tony and Malachi.
Yeah. So, but my point is like, was there a set time? Like there was no set. There's no real set time. Like if it was 2 weeks he wanted off, then it should have just been. It would have just been a holiday he took.
Yeah, and don't forget, Meltzer started saying, "Oh, Malachi wants to go back to WWE. He's in contact with Triple H at the exact same time." So it's like, so who's telling Dave that, and who's leaking this? It's not CM Punk.
Yeah, but like it goes back to that thing. I was like, now that Malachi only took those 2 weeks, maybe whatever it was, but like surely he's now suffering because he didn't take the time that he felt he must have needed to what I mean, to take off to come back because he's come back after 2 weeks. Is my opinion.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, he's hurt because maybe he's stressing out. That explains why the House of Black stuff isn't doing great.
True, but there's plenty of examples, and it doesn't all involve Punk.
I mean, where's Thunder Rosa? Like, what's she doing?
Exactly.
Why are other wrestlers getting injured? Like, why is no one teaching anyone? Like,
what about that wrestler the other week? That female wrestler was calling him out. Remember on Twitter or whatever?
Yeah.
Was CM Punk a part of that? I don't remember CM Punk's name being mentioned in that, but
so that I think that puts a little more on that. But Jade Cargill, one of your biggest stars.
Yeah, where's she? She's saying on Twitter that she's done and all this.
Who taught her how to do a chair shot? Was it this guy?
Exactly.
Was it
all these legends who love him, like I said, that he did that award thing the other day, and he was talking about Triple H and WWE and all this, and he's like, "Oh, Roddy Piper loved me, Dusty Rhodes loved me, Terry Funk loved me. So how can all these legends love me?" But clearly, I mean, you could just tell.
Ricky Steamboat loved him. Fucking, who else? You know what I mean? Like you got Kofi Kingston, you got R-Truth, you got Booker T. Batista, yeah.
Even Cena and Punk are friends as well.
I'm pretty sure I heard Orton really likes him as well.
Yeah. So, but
I mean, Cody, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And there's another thing. It's like Cody left AEW. He said it was a personal reason, and he won't get into it. But what is the personal reason?
Young Bucks.
Exactly, it's the clash with the Elite, because Cody wanted to do it one way and the Elite wanted to do it their way. And it's the exact same thing that's happening with Punk now, where Punk wanted to do Collision, making its own show, and now Collision's basically Dynamite 2.0.
Yeah.
Because it don't feel anything different now, it's just the same, it's just expanded.
No, it does feel different because it's gone to Dynamite. Like, there was a massive shift change this week.
Yeah, it definitely
feel
was.
It didn't feel like the right show.
Nah. But before we get into All Out, do you think Punk's going to go to WWE?
100%, he has to. He's gonna. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, like I said to you, Chicago, Survivor Series is in Chicago in November.
Yeah, maybe. But that's what I'm thinking. Like, maybe Punk, talking about how he had good times, laughed with Triple H and all that. Maybe in his mind, he's like realizing, you know what? The grass is actually green on the other side. You know what I mean? The pasture's maybe better over there.
Where it's more professionally run, at least,
You know what I mean? I've got star power. You know what I mean? There's people there that I like and I could work with.
Don't forget, remember, before he came back to AEW a few months ago, he was backstage at Raw, wasn't he? Apparently he shook hands with Miz and he had a conversation with Triple H as well before he had to leave or whatever. So
yeah.
I could see people aren't like, oh, Triple H is never going to bring him back. He will. It's business. Triple H knows. Like, look at the list of people who came back with Bret Hart, Ultimate Warrior, Hulk Hogan. There's plenty of people who fell out with Vince and still came back, and Vince is still in charge in a way, and he's still got some control there.
Yeah.
But I can see even Triple H bringing him back. Not
Bret
full
Hart
time, obviously.
Bret Hart being the biggest one you can think of, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like they screwed him over live on pay-per-view. He punched Vince backstage and left. And then he comes back and makes amends with him. So.
I saw like, it was one of those like, oh, back in 1938, Jack Perry had a fight with Undertaker before his match and whatever. It was like a funny story where it's like, oh, this happened.
Jack Perry?
Yeah, no, it was just like a funny story. Something that I'll show you later. I'll try and find it. I can't remember it fully. I'm not going to ramble on about it.
But I think Punk goes to WWE by January, I'd say. Maybe Royal Rumble, maybe before then.
I think he'll have to show up at Chicago. Like he'll have to be in the crowds because there's no way he can't not be show up in the crowd. You know what I mean?
True. Well, I guess it depends on what happens next, innit? Because if he gets into a lawsuit with AEW, I don't think they're gonna hire him. You know, while he's got a lawsuit going on.
They've got the money to back him.
Yeah, but I don't think they would. I think they would stay out of it, wouldn't they?
No, they've got money to burn.
Remember, he has had a past lawsuit against the Doctor, hasn't he, in WWE? So.
Yeah, but I think they know what's best for business. What's best for business is Punk.
True. And that what's his name? That Nick Callisman, that guy who's friends with Punk, the reporter. He said today that Punk's apparently going to address the situation. It's going to be explosive somehow. So I don't know how he's going to do that. But I was thinking, imagine if he went on Jim Cornette's podcast to do it. That would break. That would get some views. That man, holy shit. More views than Dynamite, probably.
What if he did Colt Cabanas again?
Oh, no way.
They made up just a shit ton of Young Bucks. Because where's Colt?
He's still in ROH, I think.
It's doing what?
Well, maybe now they'll call him up to Collision. Now that it's free and clear from the evil Punk, maybe, you know.
Actually, this company from the beginning. And Tony Khan's like, I love this man. This man's great. He's like one of my best friends. Like, how do you feel in your life when you know what I mean? Your best friends.
Yeah,
like me and you've had conversations and
arguments. He got him in a choke or something. He's about to break his neck. I doubt that happened.
You know what I mean? This is the problem when you try to be a friend and not a boss.
Exactly. Yeah. And plus, him being a rich kid, like I said in Discord, I don't think he's ever had like an argument or a fight or anything like that with anyone. This is probably his first time. He's like, oh shit, this guy looks angry. He's,
you know what I mean? How is he being a wrestling fan? 20, 30 plus years.
Yeah.
And not seen a real fight, not been a part of a scruffle. You know what I mean? Like.
I know, and he must know the history of wrestling, like the backstage stuff.
He doesn't though. He doesn't. He
claims to be a wrestling fan, but he really is, man.
Then what? Of what though? Wrestling of just two men fighting each other? Like, is he not a fan of the whole show of what wrestling is?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's theatre. You know what I mean? You gotta have some understanding of theatre. You know what I mean?
The only positive of this is now they won't run Chicago every fucking month. Like, look at this week, for example, 3 shows in Chicago.
I know. I always wondered why they did, because they did that before Punk was there, didn't they?
Yeah, but I don't think they did it as much until Punk came.
Yeah, but I didn't realise. I think they do it because he's close to home, isn't it?
Yeah, they always stick on one side of America, don't they? They don't really travel to the other side or whatever, but...
They wouldn't make any money. They wouldn't be able to sell
I mean, we'll get into the Ricky Starks bit when we get there. We might as well dive into these matches, because there's 11 fucking matches tonight. I mean, what the fuck? Even Wembley went this long, and that was 80,000 people. I didn't want it to be. I'm just saying, like, why is it,
I didn't went by quick, actually, but that might have just been because we were there.
It might have been, yeah. But this show's going to be even longer than All In, no doubt about it.
Yep.
And there goes one of my figures. I don't know which one that was, but I'll check it later.
Suicide.
I don't know. We got MJF and Adam Cole defending the ROH titles against John Silver and Alex Reynolds. Dark Order finally getting another match, but we all know what's going to happen.
Yeah, it's an absolute shame because Silver and Reynolds are fucking on fire. They're not on fire, but they
can
are.
be if they give them push. Yeah.
You know what I mean? You give them airtime, you give them a story, but then why did you drop the whole Hangman angle? You know what I mean? Like, that was the only thing that would make me like Hangman is him with the Dark Order.
Yeah, true. They teased it a little bit, didn't they, with Dark Order being like, oh, why you choose Young Bucks? And now it's just dropped. I don't know what the fuck happened.
Just to be part of the Golden Elite.
Why is everything golden?
Well, because of Golden... Because Rushi's a Golden Star.
But yeah, I'm guessed he might start a show with this, but MJF and Cole are definitely winning.
Yeah. Well, MJF has got to go and bang some rats.
The question is though, does Roderick Strong get involved, or does he show his face?
I guess they start building that up, don't they?
Because he said on Dynamite he's going to... Oh, by the way, they're doing another tournament, aren't they, to determine who faces MJF next, and Roderick's going to be in that, so...
So, what do you think? Adam's going to enter it to stop Roderick, but... He's going to say, oh, don't worry, Adam, I'm going to go in there and stop Roderick, and, then me and you, then I'll forfeit it. And then it turns out, no, actually, I think I'll go for that match, and then third time lucky.
Could be, it's a possibility, because now with Punk going, I mean, who knows if they change plans with MJF or not.
Well, I think the only other person to join that fucking tournament who should go it and should try to win it is Ricky Starks.
True, yeah. Now that you can't challenge for the Real World Championship or whatever you're calling it.
Yeah.
Well, let's get this match out the way. I know you're not interested in it, but we got Powerhouse Hobbs versus Miro. Both of them need to win this match, like I said before when I was watching Collision. It does feel like they both... I mean, Hobbs needs it more. But even Miro, like, this is his first big match, isn't it, since coming back?
I think Miro needs it more, but Hobbs should get it more because he's actually been there doing stuff. Even though it's not been great, he's actually, he's been doing things.
Yeah, he's been doing on show, yeah.
I mean, it wouldn't make any sense that you've had him being built up for, like, over the course of a few months, half a year, to then have him then lose to Miro, who's not done anything but start this feud. Because it was him who started this feud, wasn't it? It wasn't fucking Hobbs.
I thought it was Hobbs. Didn't Hobbs say, like, oh, I got the book of Hobbs back and now I want to... He said something about redeem or something, I think.
I think he did that in a sense. I don't know. Fuck me then, I guess.
See it going to a no contest or a draw. Maybe.
But either way, I don't care for Miro, and I'm hanging on with a thread with you, Hobbs, and it's not your fault.
Yeah, it's not his fault, it's the booking. But I'm there with you with Miro. He's still a good wrestler, but it's just the same promo every week. Oh my god, did this, my flexible wife, blah, blah, blah. It's just,
I'm like, oh my god, can we talk about Collision with him?
Oh yeah, we'll get to that, yeah. Once we get through the rest of these fucking matches. I don't understand the logic when people are like, oh, it's quantity over quality. No, it's not.
No.
Give me six matches, 6 good matches instead of 11 fucking whatever the hell this is. Like, fucking hell.
You know what I mean? You've got 2 hours there with 6 good matches. You know what I mean? If you're doing 20-minute matches, and 2 of them could be at least 30 minutes to 40 minutes if you're doing 6 matches.
Yeah, but instead, no.
There you've got 3 hours booked. It's not that difficult, this booking thing, Jamie. I'm fucking telling you.
I know it's not, but... He's only there because of his dad's money. He really should let someone else book the show, but he won't because it's been his dream, and it's since,
like,
whatever.
I say it. I've said it for a while. I've not said it in a while, but I say it a lot. Get like a head writer. Get a writing staff team in. You know what I mean? Get
someone.
One.
Okay.
I mean, you still, you be in charge. But like have fucking people. Like you have an idea. Go. Look, I want these 2 motherfuckers to fight. I want to see these 2 do that. What's the story here? Can someone tell me?
Someone get me to how they fight, but this is who I want, exactly.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, what's the story I can tell with these 2 players here?
He's in way over his head, man. He's got too much. He's one guy at the end of the day. He's not Vince McMahon, who's been built for this for 30 years. He's been doing it for 4 years or whatever.
So Vince doesn't even do it on his own, though.
No, exactly. But it's just, oh my god. Anyway, moving on. This next match, we got Samoa Joe versus Shane Taylor. I have no idea who Shane Taylor is. It's for the ROH TV title. Joe wins.
A TV King.
TV King, yeah. Even Joe's got to be pissed about the Punk thing, because apparently he was playing Peacekeeper, wasn't he? Like after the fight or whatever, he tried calming Punk down. Yeah, he must be
pissed either way, regardless of what Punk... of the action.
Let's not forget, after the fucking fight, Punk still went out there and had a great match with Samoa Joe. So...
I thought it was... Yeah, it was even after, like, the fight happened afterwards.
Yeah, no, the fight happened before the match, Punk's match.
Yeah. Remember? So they did the match, and then Punk was there the whole night, wasn't he?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I don't get. I was so what if he attacked Tony after the fight with Jack, then he went out there and had a match, and then he stayed afterwards. Like what? That don't make any sense.
Maybe after his match he went and spoke to Tony.
And then they got into a fight or threatened or scared him or whatever.
Like, straight away, like what? Like. Because there's photos of Punk with the ref and Samoa Joe and whoever.
Yeah, in the locker room, yeah.
And all happy. he was there throughout the night. He left on his own confidence. He wasn't forced out by anyone. Like, if you're Tony Khan and you're like, I felt threatened for the first time, wouldn't you go, security, can you make him leave?
Exactly, yeah. Instead of a 6-day investigation.
I mean, yeah, you would do your 6-day investigation, but you would do that and then
that's what I'm saying. If you felt threatened for your life, why does it take 6 days? Shouldn't it be a straight up thing like, I'm firing you because you threatened me, or I felt, threatened or whatever?
Maybe he's too fucking stupid that he needed to get lawyers. Like,
maybe.
But what are lawyers? Like, who are these lawyers? They're independent.
Yeah, they wasn't there. They didn't see it. You literally saw it. It happened to you. So,
So, like, what's their investigation about? And you know what I mean?
I guess it's just them trying to cover his back in case Punk sues or something like that. I don't know. And then plus the figure, I hope that Supreme still comes out. That'll be his last figure, obviously. But the 2 far into productions are cancelled out now. They've already got the labels out in America, so hopefully.
Best get our pre-orders in now.
Yeah, as soon as it goes up, I'll send you the link whenever it comes up. But yeah, Joe's winning that match. Never seen Shane Taylor. They should have put him on TV before, but clearly they don't, so whatever.
But he's on ROH. Do your
exactly,
research.
And what happened to ROH not being on AEW? Yeah, we got 2 title matches tonight, but, whatever. Got another match what got added last night, the Acclaimed, and... Oh, wait, this is on the pre-show. Right, never mind. I didn't see that.
Why are they putting the Acclaimed on the pre-show?
I don't know, and it's for the titles as well. I just assumed it was on. Right, so 10 matches then, not 11. My mistake. But Acclaimed win.
Either way, this is just... They either should be or they shouldn't be because they wrestled last week.
Yeah, they either should be on the main show or not at all because they wrestled. They just won the titles last week, didn't they? So
again, what is it with them bringing Jeff Jarrett in? Like, why? It can't be Jeff Jarrett, can it? Like, I
think it could be a bit of both. Like, Jeff obviously still wants to be active, and then Tony's probably like,
in this sense, why? Like, was he a big horror fan? Like, what was the Texas Chainsaw Massacre part? Like,
I'm not sure.
I know they were promoting a game, but surely they could have done it better than this.
I know Taylor Swift used to babysit his kids. I learned that recently.
I learned that.
A mindless fact. I mean, I don't accomplish anything, but
No, I don't think she's going to be performing at fucking Wembley next year. I can tell you that.
Oh, no way.
Well, I mean, she might perform at Wembley next year, but I think she's going to do it with fucking AEW at the side.
No. Oh, Jericho won't allow it either because he wants to be like, well, Fozzy did 80,000. Can't be letting Taylor Swift come in here, even though she'd probably draw more than that, but
Yeah, she would draw 80,000 on her own.
Yeah, on her own. Just for her, not a wrestling show.
You know what I mean? Wrestling needs a fucking whole fucking cast of people, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not just one person. I'm telling you,
Punk grew at least half those fans at Wembley. 40,000 at least.
Oh, wait, it was a mixed crowd, wasn't it? We had quite a few Punk cheers as well. It wasn't all boos.
I heard more Punk than anything. I don't care what Nathan says. Nathan's death.
Next match. This one built up for a little bit. I'll give him credit for that. We got Kenny Omega versus Konosuke with Don Callis at ringside. And
you notice how the ones that have been built up are like, the elite ones, in a sense.
Yeah, true. Yeah, exactly. And Konosuke pinned Omega at All In. So I don't know if he gets the pin again tonight. He should, but...
He should, yeah. But I go back to, like, Dynamite. One of the best parts of Dynamite, which is very fucking... You have to dig deep for that. It was the video segment with Konosuke and...
Don. Yeah.
Don. I really enjoyed it because it made sense. You know what I mean? He's explaining what... He's telling us, the audience, a story of, like, this is why he's going to do these moves. This is why when... these moves happen, it's an important thing. You know what I mean? Because Kenny's weak there, Kenny's weak here. It's not just the commentators telling us this. They've now told us, they've told us this way, and they've given us evidence. They've told us in the story. So when commentators see that, they go, "Oh my God, he's done this move. Fucking his legs. It's the surgery's there. He's doing this deliberately." You know what I mean? You don't just get it from the commentator. You've got it told through the narrative of what's going on.
Yeah, from the guy who knows Omega very well.
Again. You know what I mean? And then not only that, like he also explains, if all else fails, I'll come in and fucking stab him.
Yeah. So it's been a decent, for elite standards, it's been a decent build up, I guess.
Yeah, I'd say it's probably, for the elite standards, it's the best thing they're ever doing. For Kenny, I would say it was standard. I think Kenny's better than this. I wouldn't say he was better than this, but he could do.
It's better than his heel run. Remember his heel run with a fucking handlebar mustache?
he was cosplaying Triple H, I swear to God.
Oh yeah, he really was, no doubt about it. Next match, which again, like what the fuck, we got Eddie Kingston and Shibata against Claudio and Useless. Yay.
my God. Why? Why are they? Why are we just not getting Eddie versus Cassarola?
Well, didn't he already do that? ROH or some shit? I don't know.
Yeah, but like, this has been the build up. Well, with Eddie, like he wants to take the belt off him. He wants to beat him. You know what I mean? That's why fucking Eddie's gone away because he wanted to have a belt. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
now
he
he's
went
got
to
that
New
New
Japan.
Japan
Now he's
one.
got a New
Yeah.
Japan. You know what I mean? He deserved a belt. He deserved something. He deserves better than the New Japan. He deserves better than the ROH. He deserves better than the Atlantic. He deserves the fucking TNT at least.
At least, yeah, definitely. Because the crowd's on his side as well. He's definitely over.
So, was it Dynamite or Collision?
With the backstage video.
Yeah,
It was
with
Collision.
Claudio.
Yeah.
We skipped through it, but apparently
It ended with Yuta falling on the floor or
yeah,
whatever.
because I think Claudio was beating him up or something to show how tough he is. I mean,
Fuck.
you're beating a fucking pound of sugar. He's nothing. All right,
He always gets beat. He's the guy who gets pinned all the time. He's used to it.
Yeah, he's useless. Like the story that you were trying to tell with him could have been a good one. It was with someone better because the idea was
Garcia.
look, he's like, look at this guy. We've beaten him. He's been taking beatings, but useless looks like a guy who only takes beatings. Now, if you did that with Garcia, a guy who looks like he could win, and all he ever does is lose and lose and lose against you, it then makes sense for him to join you, to be part of you, to become strong through this. And it looks like you're just beating up a fucking helpless child. You know what I mean? It looks like you made friends with like the kid you want to bully, and now you're just bullying him. You know what I mean? You know when like your bullies are your friends because they're your only friends. I mean, they're not really your friends because they're your bullies, but like they're the only thing in your social life. It's like that. It's sad. It's pathetic, and I really wish Usos would go away. They missed a beat with Garcia completely. They missed a beat with They missed a beat with Eddie. Why Eddie wasn't with them? Why was it Claudio? Claudio just because he was fucking available.
Yeah, exactly. And he's probably friends with Moxley. I'm guessing they're saving the Eddie and Claude because they got Grand Slam coming up as well, haven't they? That New York show.
It's not even a pay-per-view, though. This is a pay-per-view. People are paying money for this.
Exactly. Back to back as well. Don't forget Allin was fucking last week, a week ago.
Yeah.
Now it's another pay-per-view again.
If anything, you should have done this for Grand Slam or something similar.
True. But
I can't.
Let's just move on to the next match. We got Darby Allin versus Luchasaurus for the TNT Championship.
Whoa, Darby! Why did you forgive AR Fox after what he did to me?
We'll get into that in a bit when we talk about Finger, but this match will be decent. It could go either way. Like, I think if Darby wins, Christian's gonna get on the mic and be like, "Yeah, I'm still the champion now."
Yeah, you never beat me. I'm
you
the
never
champ.
beat me. Yeah.
Which I think would lead into a good match for Christian to then beat Darby to then become the actual official title winner.
I guess, but I thought this would end with Darby winning the title.
That's what I'm saying. Darby beats Luchasaurus tonight.
Oh, right. I thought you said Christian. Yeah, right, yeah.
No, Christian's not even in the match. How could he win and have the title?
I thought you said afterwards. Yeah.
You know, I'm saying like after this pay-per-view, like the next pay-per-view or whatever. But it had to be the next pay-per-view because that'd be in a few months, wouldn't it?
I don't know. I think it'd be Grand Slam because you can't keep just going for. Oh wait, no, they announced that new pay-per-view, didn't they? What is it? Wrestle Dream in October. So yeah, they got another. Yeah, never mind. Yeah, you're right. They got another pay-per-view in a month. So yeah, probably.
So then you could have Christian win there, and then he's actually the champ. But where do you go from there? Do you have Darby face him again, or do you think Darby goes, you know what? I'm not after the TNT. It's time I go after the Worlds.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Now with Punk going, I think Darby should be the one to beat MJF. If it's not Adam Cole, it should be MJF. I mean, it should be Darby.
Yes, but I think Ricky should be definitely doing that tournament, though. I think Ricky should be the one.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about Ricky. Yeah, maybe Ricky should be. Because he has the history of MJF as well. They could go back to that.
Yeah.
But I think Darby versus Luchasaurus could be the match in the night. Looking at the rest of these matches.
On this match card, I think fucking Better Than You Baby will be a great match because it's silver and you know what I mean. They've got great. Yeah,
but we know 100% who's winning that match though, don't we? That's the problem.
Yeah, but in terms of who's gonna win, it's I could go either way with these two motherfuckers. It really could.
Yeah, it could. Yeah.
I mean, not to say anything bad about Powerhouse when it comes to his match. I wanted them to win because both of them need it, but just no one. I don't think anyone cares enough about Miro.
And that match doesn't mean anything anyway. This is for the title, isn't it?
Exactly. So this is putting it in perspective. Like, this is why this is going to be match of the night. And Darby puts out banger matches. Because Luchasaurus has been really improved being with Christian, and Christian's there, so it's obviously going to be better.
And probably Sting will be there as well.
Yeah, no, I think it's just going to be Nick Wayne. Nick Gage.
Well, yeah, let's talk about that. Nick Wayne, do you think he's going to turn on Darby? Because he did plant that seed on Collision or whatever it was.
If he does, Darby still wins. Nick turns and probably joins Christian.
Yeah.
And Christian starts creating some weird fucking cult of like sons. You know, the sons of Christian Cage. Father of the Year kind of thing. If he doesn't come out like in his next match with Christian Father of the Year Cage, they're missing a beat.
Yeah, even a T-shirt or something like that.
I'm making one. That's too funny.
Next match, we got FTR and Young Bucks against Bullet Club Gold, 8-man tag.
Okay, move on.
Yeah, literally, this is just going to lead to another match with FTR and Young Bucks. It's obvious.
Either the Young Bucks take the pin,
which is doubtful 2 weeks in a row.
Right. Then, they get frustrated because FTR clearly weren't working with us or best. They brawl with them and whatever, and it leads to fucking Grand Slam. I'm betting.
Yeah, probably.
What should happen? FTR go, no, fuck you. We stand with Punk. We're not going in the match.
Maybe.
You know what I mean? Just if I was FTR, if I was in that position, I'd go into that match with you, Jamie. You'd be my partner, obviously. Me and you. Obviously, I'd be the one with the gun charges. And I'd be telling you, just follow my lead. We'll play it cool. We'll be in the match. We'll do something. Then when it comes to that moment where Matt O'Who's going to come and tag one of us in, I'd jump off top rope, cross my arms, lean against something, and go, "No, I'm not doing it. I'm gonna go like this, me and you, and then we'll see how they can do it without us being there."
Yeah,
that's what I would do.
Or you could flip it. Young Bucks could do the same thing to FTR.
No, I mean off script. I'd go off script.
Off script, right? Yeah,
I'd go off script, just lean there and go, "No, I don't want to be part of this." You know what I mean? I see what happens. You know what I mean?
What the reaction do you think is going to be to Young Bucks because it is in Chicago?
They didn't even get booed on Collision, did they?
No, but that was the end of the show, wasn't it? By that point, they're probably fucking knackered to boo anyway.
Yeah, well, they'll probably get booed, won't they?
I think it's going to be a mixed reaction.
Probably, yeah.
The only women's match on the show, because obviously Tony can't do more than one. We got Kris Statlander versus Ruby Soho. I'm a fan of them both, but Kris got to keep the title.
Can I just go for a pee and you just talk about this match?
Yeah, that's true.
I really need to go.
I'm glad that Kris has got a championship match on pay-per-view, even though she should have been on All In. But it's just, I don't know, man. This whole Outcast thing is just so stupid, and it seems like they're still together for now. And like I said, I'm a fan of Ruby Soho as well. This potentially could be a match tonight as well, potentially. But I don't know, man. I don't know. This women's division needs something. Literally, that Collision match, it was all 6 of them. That's the only stars they've got. All 6 of them inside the match. Now Shida's on the pre-show after losing the title at All In to Saraya, who didn't need it at all. I just hope they don't put the title on Ruby. Like they have the Outcast come out and help her win or whatever, and then they've got both gold, both championships. That would be the bad thing to do. So hopefully Kris keeps it. Hopefully. But we're going to have to wait and see.
I hope that didn't mess anything up for you. Shift yours.
No, it's fine.
The old Tony Khan.
You think Ruby has a chance of winning? I hope she doesn't, but Outcast could potentially, help her win.
Don't know. Because here's how I think it should go. This isn't booking. I'm gonna throw your this booking thing ain't a difficult line here. Ruby loses. Ruby has to lose.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, because then you can have Ruby go, you know what, Saraya, whatever your name is, you didn't win that belt without some help, did you now?
Yeah, and then she challenges Saraya for the belt.
face turn for Ruby or maybe a face turn for Saraya. You know, you want to keep it up with her.
I'd say face turn for Ruby. I feel like Saraya needs to stay as a heel.
Well, obviously, I think Tony,
Storm.
yeah, too many fucking Tonys and they're all bad.
I agree, yeah, they all are bad.
How can a company have 3 Tonys and not one of them be cohesive? Jesus. There were 3 villains in our high school, and at least one of them, and I'm not putting me on that list, was he cohesive? Maybe Tony Storm comes out and messes up, because Saraya's not got a match, has she?
No, but she'll
they're
probably
going to be ringside.
Yeah, ringside, yeah.
So there's going to be an issue. I think there's going to be an issue. I think it's going to be, because they've set up with like Tony hitting Saraya so much, didn't they, by accident?
Yeah.
That what would be really cool is if they made it that so Saraya hit Ruby by accident, but it was because of Tony. Like it was clearly
split up because this Outcast shit's got to stop.
You know what? Tony clearly sets up that Saraya hit and cost Ruby the match. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bully by proxy.
But moving on, we got the strap match: Ricky Starks versus Bryan Danielson, who came back last night.
I didn't say what, Dragon.
Obviously, this is supposed to be Punk versus Ricky, but
obviously
it's not happening now. And it's a good replacement, Bryan Danielson. But like you said when I was watching Collision, like he's even cleared. He broke his arm, didn't he? Like it's not even been that long.
Yeah, well, did we even get like a clear medical reason why? Was it just?
It was an X-ray. I remember seeing the X-ray of his arm or whatever. But that was it.
Because like I can't remember it. Because it was only 4 weeks ago his arm broke. 4 or 5.
Door, wasn't it? Yeah, 4 or 5 weeks or something. Yeah.
I've broken my arm, and I don't think it's took 4 or 5 weeks. I think it's took at least a month or 2. I might be wrong though.
Well, maybe it did. Maybe it's just a fracture or something.
Because it's been a while since I've broken my arm. I just remember being in a cast for a long time, for a while in school. I've done it multiple times, so I should know.
True. I just hope we haven't rushed him back because of the Punk thing, because, you know...
Oh, yeah, no, they 100% have. Hence why fucking Moxley is the main event.
Oh, yeah, we'll get to that match in a minute, but I feel like Ricky still should win this. I don't think Bryan should win.
No, I agree. I don't think Bryan needs it.
But obviously we got Dragon, Ricky Steamboat there, and I'm guessing he's going to get involved or something.
I think Ricky's just going to take... I think Ricky's going to hurt him where his arms... Where they go, the injuries cause it even worse, so he's going to be off even longer.
Maybe, yeah. It could be a quick match, especially with 10 matches on it.
This is meant to be the company, right? This was how this was always portrayed. Like, listen, we're not going to, like, hold our guys. If they want to work in the matches, we'll let them work in matches, you know what I mean? We're not going to work them to death. We don't do house shows, that and the other. Yet here they are, bringing in guys who are clearly fucking not clear.
Sure.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know who cleared Saraya.
That one doctor.
That one doctor who clearly has fled the country and is now under a
pseudonym. The whole company, do you remember at the beginning, wins and losses as well? Like you said, no house shows. Now the records haven't been updated in a year. They're doing house shows. They got 3 fucking TV shows a week. They've just added another pay-per-view. So clearly it's not the same, company statement or whatever as it was.
Yeah, but you noticed that all that kind of started happening when Cody left.
Yeah, exactly.
Because those, it must have been Cody pushing the wins and losses idea, which I didn't. I actually really liked it. I thought it was nice. I thought it was a really cool thing. It was a nice way for us to track stuff outside of the company.
True, and it gave more reason for the matches instead of just this guy faces this guy.
Yeah, and it built this idea of this guy's he's winning a lot of matches. He's going to be able to go for a number 1 contender spot with someone, isn't it? You know what I mean? Like it gave us. And you were able to do stuff. You're like, all right, you know what? I want you to fight him, but I don't know how to do it. You know what? I'll just.
Well, remember, it all went to shit when Young Bucks were champions and FTR were number 1 contenders for 2 months, and they never got the title shot. That's when it all went to shit.
Yeah.
And then they lost the titles to Swerve and Our Glory instead of FTR.
Well, then they should have had They should have had FTR not wrestle as much. Now Swerve and Our Glory wrestle more to become number 1 contenders.
Exactly. Yeah.
But no one thinks these things through.
No, it really doesn't.
That's why his company isn't growing; it's dying.
Yeah, it's slowly dying, no doubt.
Because did you hear as well that Big Bang Theory is no longer doing the million views anymore?
Oh, so that's why they can't get the million anymore.
That's why they can't start with the million anymore, because Big Bang isn't getting it anymore. Which, for a show that was over 10 years ago, 20 plus years old, like I was watching that shit in high school, for that to now just start dropping from $1 million, that's fucking impressive of a show. Just for Big Bang.
Yeah, true. Reruns and all that.
You know
shit,
what I mean?
Yeah.
So you've got to find your next fucking hit. I mean, what are they gonna try and like? Because if I'm that TV cable company, if I'm Tony Khan, I'm like, oh, they need to put something on that can get us that million views. Because if I'm not having a million
thing,
people,
though, like WWE don't depend on what's on before them.
To be fair, they've got like what 10, 20 plus years worth of fucking.
Yeah, but that's my point. Like, why aren't they building up? You know, the next breakout star or whatever. Because now Punk's gone. Who'd have got left? MJF. Apart from that, on that top level, I don't really, you know, you got people underneath that top level, obviously, but
I don't know. Like we said, we got Ricky. He
come on, Ricky's not on. He could be if he's pushed right, but right now,
yeah, like on that level right now.
Darby's got the potential as well, but again, it's
like I say, Adam Cole.
Adam Cole's another one, yeah, I agree with that. But again, you know, all of them are in, and MJF's clearly above him, like just in terms of
that's it. Like who is able to, like, CM Punk was the only one who was on his level. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, like even Moxley was on that level. Jericho was on that level at one point. They're not now.
I'd say they're over here on that level. Like they're in their own phantom zone kind of thing.
Yeah, but like when the company first started, Jericho and Moxley were, you know.
Well, yeah, they were always. I mean, they were in the A storyline. I don't even know what fucking storyline Moxley's in. Like,
well, we'll get to Moxley now because that's the main event for tonight. And Orange Cassidy versus John Moxley for the International Championship. Two of Tony Khan's favourites. Now that Punk's gone. It's difficult to call a winner because, you know, Orange Cassidy's 31 wins in a row.
I don't know. I think it might be Mox.
I hope it is, because at least then the title will start meaning something, you know.
He cut a really good promo.
Yeah, true.
I went on way too fucking long.
They did go way too long, that promo. Oh my God. I think
someone was like saying, "Oh, we've got time to kill. Keep going, give us enough material." Because like I've listened to enough Moxley promos, and I'm not just talking about like him in WWE. I mean, like I went back. You know, you were there with me when we used to watch all those CAW ones.
Yeah.
He knows how long it takes. He knows what to say to get his message across.
True.
This felt like someone kept telling him to keep moving. Either that, or he's like, I don't know why the fuck I'm doing this thing. I don't know why I'm like, what? I don't. He's either trying to figure out in his own mind as he's doing the promo, like, why am I doing this? Like,
that's what I'm gonna say. Maybe he's trying to convince himself that Orange is worth it. You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? It's like, why am I doing? Like, what am I doing?
But yeah, that's all the matches for tonight. Let's quickly go through Dynamite and Collision because we're running kind of long. Dynamite was fucking bad this week. It was bad. Yeah, I mean, I got a note say the first match, Moxley beat Commando, big surprise. Commando just fucking loses every fucking match he's in. Yeah.
And what was it? It was at least 15 minutes. I'm like, why is that taking so long?
Exactly. Why does it take Moxley 15 minutes to beat a fucking flip-flopper who's done nothing?
Guess who shows us how a squash match is done?
Hobbs.
Later on. Hobbs.
Yeah.
In Collision.
Tony Storm got interviewed by Renee. I know you skipped through it, but she threw a shoe at fucking... Yeah, she's just there like, oh my God.
Oh, good heavens! I've not won the title. I should have won the title back.
It's not bad. Jericho promo, what did he say? 81,000 tickets sold, and that's a shoot. And he looked at the camera when he said it. Called out Sammy. Sammy came out, he was getting cheered by the crowd.
Is leaving my pregnant wife?
Oh, yeah, to fly to London. Yeah. Jericho apologised to him, didn't yeah, it seemed like the turn was coming. There was still tension, wasn't there? Like, what was it Sammy said? If I want advice to lose on the biggest show, I'll come to you, or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was a good back and forth, and Jericho was like, oh no, we should reunite the sex gods. Let's be a tag team again. Let's go for the gold.
You know what? I wouldn't be angry if they won the titles. I hate to say it, but it might be the kick up the ass that Chris Jericho needs, because he's not a tag guy.
No, but once
I mean,
again, he's still surrounding himself with someone. Why can't he be a single wrestler? This whole time in
well,
AEW, he's always been with
yeah,
someone.
but he really can't though. That's the issue.
That's what I'm saying. He'll get exposed, won't he? But he always has to surround himself with someone.
He'll get like when we mean he'll get exposed. Like we know he back in the day, perfect. He'll get exposed because he can't do it now. It's like if fucking Sting tried to wrestle someone now, he'd be exposed. Like
True. Yeah. But at least Sting's not out here still claiming like he's amazing.
Yeah, at least Sting isn't having fucking Will Ospreay carry him for half a match, for a whole match. I mean, like the fact that like he's like, oh my god, I've got to go, like, not to diss the tag titles, but I mean like they're not, unless you're a permanent tag team like FTR, like it's your thing. They don't really mean much to anyone else besides, like, even if you're like a part of just a tag group. But if your whole thing isn't we're a tag team forever, this is how none of us gonna go single. You're just two single guys who've come together and then gonna, you know what I mean? That's gotta be like, you know, I should be after the world title. Why am I having to be in the tag team? You know, I mean, for Jericho, like his ego has to be taking a bruising.
Oh yeah, true.
But it just, I wouldn't hate it because I like Sammy, and I think, you know, Jericho can be good when he's controlled, when his ideas are fleshed out and he's talked through, and his ego is out the way. I think anyone, you know, people's egos were in check. You know what I mean? You do need ego, but you don't need it to be running your fucking mouth. You know what I mean? It doesn't need to be writing checks you can't cash.
True. Yeah. Eddie Kingston beat Useless, which I skipped through. I didn't watch, obviously.
Yeah, then Claudio came out.
Surprise.
Just to help Useless get out. To which set up later on.
Oh yeah, the collision thing. Callis approached Sammy backstage, tried to recruit him, but Sammy blew him off. Which, you know, I don't know if that's a tease still or not, but
why is that still a thing? That should just be over.
True. The Adam Cole promo, Roderick Strong came out, didn't they, with the Kingdom or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
And Roderick enters that tournament.
I think he's like, oh, it's story time with me, babe. Oh, whatever, you know, the other guy. Kingdom.
Oh, yeah.
I was skipping through it. I didn't need to hear these guys.
Yeah, same. And then that wasn't the main event, never mind. We had Kris, Britt, and Shida won the tag team match, and then Ruby stole the TBS title afterwards.
Yeah, that wasn't the best match. I skipped through a bit of it. I was like, like it was a better match than Collision.
Oh yeah, it definitely was. We'll get to that in a minute. And then the Acclaimed revealed the new trios titles, and the pink with the scissors, which is cool, you know. But there's so many fucking custom titles inside this company, man. There's a lot.
Yeah, it's a fucking shame. It really is.
But it does suit the Acclaimed. It does suit the gimmick.
Yeah, like it wasn't time for them to change those belts, and I personally don't think in terms of like someone who needed to change the quote-unquote trios belts, the Acclaimed are the ones to do it. You know what I mean? I don't think they should change. Do you think
should be the ones? Because there's not many trios fucking teams, is there really?
I think, like, for me, I'm not just saying this because I'm a fan, but I think Dalton Castle and the boys, you know what I mean? I think if he got the trios with his boys, and because he's like the only one with, like, you know, he's the main guy, they would have done it where like the other two kind of look similar and his one looked dead. Yeah,
I understand. I'm about to say, yeah, because the other two are just generic, like.
Yeah, so they would have done something like that, I think. But and then I'm like, I don't think anyone else really, because I don't think the trios should have changed at all. I don't dislike the new belts. I gotta make that clear.
Acclaimed, yeah.
Just don't think it was necessary. I don't know why they did it. I don't know who thought it was a good idea. It wasn't a bad idea. I just don't think it was necessary. It was an unnecessary thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was. Maybe it's just for merch, but who knows? They just announced that Claim 3 pack, and that's out of date already because now it won't have the trios belt. So.
Yeah, but like, how far in advance? Oh, fucking Tony, I don't care.
Yeah.
I think that's gonna be my last figure I buy. Those Acclaimed ones.
Same. Well, maybe the Joe one as well when it comes out.
And the Guns don't have one yet, do they?
I don't think they've announced the Guns yet. No, that'll be 2 years or something. Who knows for that?
Yeah, I would like Guns as well.
But then the main event of Dynamite, Orange beat Pentagon. I didn't watch it, but I saw the clip where they did like Canadian destroyers back and forth to each other, and it's just like, what's the point? What's the point? Why? You're just killing the move.
Because Billy Gunn was on before. Billy Gunn doesn't like Canadian destroyers.
Oh, so now they're trying to piss off Billy Gunn, are they? Yeah, they're trying to poke his buttons.
Yeah. Real Canadian destroyers, cry me a river.
It's just whatever, man. Whatever. Collision started with Tony Khan addressing the crowd and they're saying that he fired Punk because he feared for his danger. And it's like, I need to see this footage. I really do. This footage needs to come out. How does he fear for his life? He's acting like Punk choked him out.
I can't remember. We were discussing this earlier about those monitors. Like,
the monitors, the small little monitors. Like,
we spoke about it so much today.
Yeah. Well, the dirt sheets frame it like, oh, it was like a wall of monitors and they all crashed on Tony. But we all seen backstage, we know it's not a wall of monitors. It's a fucking desk with like 3 little desktops.
Yeah, but that, like, what they're referring to is like it's going to be in a room and it's going to be in a big room. It's going to be a stationary thing. It's not going to be, you know what I mean, or it's going to be in the van. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
that's a lot of fucking stuff. You know what I mean? Like in a normal like TV institution, they do have that, and that's a stationary thing. They can't have that mobile. Hence why they do it in a van. You know what I mean? In like that's why they have it like that. Like because it draws a lot of power. B, like everything needs to be set up just right. You know what I mean? It needs to be set up in just the way. And all sets need to constantly be moved, but you're constantly moving these items around. It's gonna mess them about. So I just don't see it being that.
No, same here.
And the fact that he went out, had a match, came back, joked with Miro, had photos taken, was probably there the whole night, and left on his own confidence with not being forced out, left on his, on his own without any need, no security or anything. Then a 6-day investigation happens, which should have happened. But like, if that would happen, at a normal place of work, someone would go, right, okay, you've got to go home today. You got to leave now.
Especially the guy who's involved as the boss. Why do you need, like we said before, the outside lawyers when they didn't see it? You were there, you saw it, it happened to you.
Like, what, they're going to review the footage? Then did they, like, what, like who?
The lawyers must have been, like I said, in case Punk like sues or something. It must have been to cover Tony's back.
Yeah, but I don't understand. Like, this is clearly not just that. It's a HR issue. So, and lawyers aren't HR.
Yeah, like we discussed, do they have HR? Because we know they have a building like WWE do in Stamford.
There's no way to put a HR person traveling with them, and it's not. It can't be one person dealing with HR.
And it can't be a fucking wrestler either, because then it's a conflict of interest, isn't it? You can't have a wrestler being HR.
No, not only that, you have to be trained in HR. Like you literally have to. There are qualifications. There's training and stuff you have to do.
Well, we know with this company, it's just friends. Like Kenny Omega gets to make the video game. Matt's what's his name? Matt Youngbuck's wife gets to do the merch and all that shit.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like I know small business who have like whose original HR was, I've worked for a small business where like the HR was like just one of the directors of the company. That's because they're so small. Like unless they need to like do something, they have to hire outside. But it's, unless you're really small.
Yeah.
You either have to hire someone out, or particularly if you're this big, you need your own.
True, exactly.
I work for a fairly big place, but they're not as big as like AEW in terms of what they do and all that. But I just think like they need a HR.
They do, yeah. But from there we had the Starks promo, production glitches throughout this. You said was that hacker gimmicks back or whatever. It's just fucking.
I think it's the Chicago crowd just causing issues. So was backstage breaking stuff. I think it's those monitors clearly broke.
Ricky Steamboat came out and he got Ricky to sign the contract when he's like, "Oh, it's the Dragon, but it's not me." And then Bryan.
Everyone knows me as Ricky the Dragon, Ricky Steamboat the Dragon. I'm like, you just need to shut up, you old man.
Bryan came out and said nothing, but it's gonna be Bryan versus Rick tonight.
I swear that was just a Bryan clone. I don't think that's really Bryan. He's got a twin. He's got a really good look-alike.
Maybe.
Why would he not say anything? It's Bryan.
To build up the match as well, I could have said anything, but...
You know what I mean? I guess less is more with Bryan, you know what I mean? Like, he's smart enough. Because you're kind of, like, intrigued, aren't you? Like, oh my god. I think his arms broken into his pain. He's meant to have a cast on to heal him, and he's in so much fucking pain. He's like, oh god, I shouldn't be here.
He shouldn't be here. As soon as he gets backstage, he starts fucking going crazy.
There's another one who talks nice about Punk, Bryan.
Yep, exactly.
I'm surprised Bryan isn't having a hissy fit about this. They were friends.
I think Bryan just stays out of the backstage like stuff.
Yeah, but man, Punk Punk's always talked about how Bryan clearly got screwed over in WWE when it was his year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, he's mentioned about that in WWE while he was there, while Bryan was red hot. Like he's always been a big defender of Bryan. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true.
So
the Acclaim beat Garcia in 2.0, and Audrey was just missing everything inside this match, man. I mean, fucking hell.
in the way, non-stop.
Darcy Ump beat Commander and Nick Wayne. Darby came out afterwards.
You skip him with the Jeff Jarrett, and that came out.
No, that's late. That's after this.
Oh, is it? I thought they came out in that match.
No, it was after. Darby came out, didn't he? And Nick's like, "Oh, I want to know why you forgave AR Fox." And then Darby's like, "What? I don't even know what the fuck he said now. Was it, life's too short or something?"
Yeah, I think he's like, you know,
he never got to say sorry to Wayne's dad, did he? He fell out with the end he died. Yeah.
You know, I'm not asking you to forgive. I'm just asking you to carry on.
Carry on. So I think Nick's probably going to turn because they planted the seed.
In terms of like just the way Darby thinks in that sense, I kind of get that. You know what I mean? He just wants to necessarily, he doesn't want to live in
the whole thing happened because apparently, what was it? AR Fox wasn't allowed in the UK, so they had to change the match. Which again, why wouldn't you check that like a few weeks before you go? How did you not
check that before? You know what I mean? And why is he not allowed in the UK? I'm
exactly. What charges has he got? We know Jeff Hardy's not allowed there, so what charges is AR Fox got?
What is he just a DUI or something?
Yeah, because it was literally last year or whatever.
They just don't let him drive. Like, just say like he should be able to drive over anyway.
Issue. I mean, Punk had to get the underground, didn't they? So
yeah,
who knows? But yeah, this is the and Christian came out and he talked about his mum. So he's moving on to the mums.
Oh, maybe I'll slide into those DMs. No, he's using the sons to get to the mums. He's a smart man, that Christian Casey. He fucking is. Isn't he married with kids?
Yeah, pretty sure he is. Then we had the what's his name, Dennis Rodman segment. It was on WCW once. He's a basketballer or whatever he is. He came out, and then Jeff Jarrett came out, and he claimed made the save.
Why are they using images of him when he was like in his 20s?
Like I said, I think that was his demand. He's like, yeah, this image you got to use, not current day me. You got to use me from years ago.
I'm like, you were telling me, and I saw that image. I went, but he looks like he's in his fucking 20s. How is he in WCW that far back? I'm like, are you talking about like a modern reinvention of WCW? Like, I thought WWE had the rights to that. Like, you know what I mean? Was it back when like there was a ECW like sort of mini renaissance in WWE?
Next match, Outcast beat Britt, Shida, and Kris, which is a great team. You know, that's three of the fucking main women, the stars they got in it. But
let's not forget the cut they made at the ramp. You know, when Britt comes out, then Shida comes out.
Yeah, the fist bump.
Fist bump. Do we see it?
Nope.
I don't know.
Away to the Outcast doing nothing inside the ring.
Yeah, because that's
ridiculous. And now Shida's on the pre-show for tonight. So she lost the title a week ago, and now she's on the fucking pre-show, which, you know.
Did she have it for like 2 weeks?
She didn't have it that long, no. Which is just stupid, it really is. But that's Tony Khan's booking. Hobbs won the squash match, like we mentioned before, and then Miro came out for a brawl. And then Hobbs got into the crowd, and Miro apparently couldn't get over the barricade because it's just like,
oh no, God cursed me with a back dick and the inability to fucking climb. No. Damn you, my God.
My flexible wife.
Oh, I'm going to have sweet love with my flexible wife.
Well, my wife is here, she could get over this with a flexible fucking body or some shit.
Oh no, I can't. How do I move it? I'll climb this chair. I don't know why I'm making it sound like Arnold.
And then the main event, Jay White beat Dax. Cash did the Punk X, didn't he, in the entrance coming out. And then the Bucks made the save at the end of the show, setting up for the tag team match. So yeah, now even Young Bucks are on Collision, which goes to show, like, the big bad Punk's gone now. Now Young Bucks are free and clear to go.
Now they don't have to hire back the lawyer. Man, that must be expensive having that lawyer fucking follow them around. That, you know what I mean, on retainer. No one them is one of their friends.
This literally just felt like Dynamite all over again.
It does. One good match, and that was the women's. Surprise.
Like I said in Discord, if MJF leaves in January, I might be done with AEW because
I'm like one foot out the door already.
yeah, same. They're gonna have to do something because right now, I mean, MJF and Cole is a good story, but even that with like what now they're gonna face Roderick Strong and
I want to stay for everyone else, but who you got in terms of big card? Like even if MJF does stay, like who's he got?
Yeah, well, like I mentioned before, he's already faced MJF. He's faced Adam Cole, Jericho. The only person he hasn't faced really is Omega. He's faced Moxley before as well. He can't. I guess you could do it again, but
yeah, like Jericho maybe again.
Maybe.
Why would you want to put us through that?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like I
guess if MJF's a full face, you can get someone sorted out, can't you? It's a full baby face.
Yeah.
But
yeah, but then it goes back to being a heel. I'm like, okay, he's gonna be a heel, but who's the big baby face you're gonna have him face off against?
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
I guess.
Like the only way you can work this out is if you start pushing Darby and Ricky as your next big things.
True.
I mean, but then then you've only got 3. Who's next? You know what I mean? Like,
I guess Eddie Kingston potentially could be as well, because the crowd he does
Adam
have the
Cole,
support.
you know what I mean? Adam Cole should be up.
Yeah.
Adam Cole should be up there on that list. Should be on MJF's level. I don't know why he's not. I mean, like, he's practically touching it. But then again, when it's just 2 people, you need at least, like we talked about before with what was it, the SmackDown 6 with
Oh yeah, the Paul Heyman and all that.
Paul Heyman's thing. Yeah, if anyone knows that stuff, it's great. Like you gotta listen to that. It's so good. That's interesting. But what you got? Got nothing.
Sure. But yeah, anything else or during the stream now?
Jericho's a stooge still. Tony Khan's a fucking mark.
Yeah, he can't. This company's not gonna last. It really isn't. But yeah, that's going to be it for tonight, everyone. Make sure you like and subscribe if you're new. Check out the social links down below. We'll be back on Wednesday for Dynamite. Until then, peace out.